How's it going, everyone, and welcome to another Counterside video. We are back with our June 28th patch notes, and I do need to make a slight apology because I said in the dev note video, the last video I uploaded, that this week would be the Awaken Shifuyu, but I'm dumb and I don't pay attention to calendar dates. That's not this week, that is next week. Apologies, maybe. That being said, these are our patch notes for June 28th. This will be a pretty quick run through. One, because there is not a whole lot here. Two, because I am quite freaking tired. Yeah, that's it. Those are the two reasons. But our June 28th patch notes, diving right into it. Obviously, the new Gauntlet season, Sincere, has started. There is a buff adjusted to the SSR ships during the Sincere season. Before, the limited to SSR ships maximum damage received is limited to 20%, and now it's limited to SSR ships crit damage resistance plus 50% and maximum damage received to 20%. So just a little bit of a buff to using SSR ships. I don't know how it works. I don't PvP, but I have to for that Amy skin. I still haven't started. The new Counterpass Scarecrow is here. This is how Counterpasses work. If you don't know, feel free to pause and read it. It's very straightforward, though. You shouldn't have to read it. Her skills and abilities. There is her art. There is her chibi. I love the chibis. They're adorable. And before we get into the Return to Awaken units, Scarecrow, see over here on Pride Win, Mech, Soldier, Ranger. Saw it on the patch notes too, I'm sure. I'm just not paying attention. Overall, decent unit. Not super in-gamey there with the relic and dives, but otherwise pretty okay. Pretty nice. So as far as like Counterpass units go, pretty good. Pretty good. Probably met like middle tier units. Nice one to get for those that get the Counterpass. Returning Awakened employees, Hilda. Kind of funny that we have Jake and then cycling into Hilda next. It's like those two are just, you know, ever back and forth. Here's a big one, Cold Case Horizon. So also Na Yubin. I wouldn't summon on Na Yubin. I really wouldn't summon on Hilda, especially with Jake having just been here. I would have picked him up at this point. Unless you're brand new, then Hilda's fine. Yeah, definitely cool. But of these three, if you're going to summon for one, Horizon's probably the better one to summon for. Horizon is a PvP monster and is also really good in some PvE stages. But here's the catch. Next week is Awakened Shifuyu. And while she is good, she's not as good as Cold Case Horizon, but she's still good. And one that a lot of people like, so I'll leave it up to you whether you summon on Horizon or Shifuyu. Take a note that the banners will overlap for at least a week. Horizon will be here while Shifuyu is here, so you can wait to see how your luck pans out if you still need to get Horizon as well. But of these three, Horizon is definitely worth getting, and I do recommend getting if you don't have her. Moving on, there is a new punch-in, the Summer Special Gift. Nothing really amazing here to talk about. 3 blue tickets, that's cool. Yay. So they're also adding a comeback punch-in and missions for people that come back to the game. So, you know, if you quit playing the game for an extended amount of time and decide to come back and play, you got a 30-day punch or a 15-day punch-in. Hold on, a punch-in special mission for. So the 30-day punch-in and 14 days for the special missions. Here's your first half of the punch-in. Or maybe that's all of the punch-in and you just have 30 days to log in and get it all. They're not super clear. Then you got your missions, which has some nice things in here, including 200 black tickets, so a multi, which is pretty cool if you do all of the missions, which is, you know, that's nice. Those are good things for returning employees. We'd like to see that. That's always something, you know, I will praise giving. Having something like that permanently in the game. Substream, seasonal records, they mentioned this in the dev notes, that, you know, all those seasonal events that, you know, aren't super story impactful will show up in the Substream section now and have their own little tab. Ship balance patch, they talked about this already. This is the new Ohio, getting the knockback resistance added to it. Also Gleipnir Pod first active skill will now work as intended, because apparently it wasn't before. Some improvements and changes. Some of these they talked about before. I'll kind of quickly go through them. When you look at a piece of equipment, you can see where that piece of equipment is obtained. You can stop the animations of units placed in the lobby, so they're like, static. Option to modify the order of your favorites tab, which is really nice, because that's kind of, you have no control over that. Now you can control it, sort it how you want it, what's most important to you. Gauntlet emote settings will carry over to every gauntlet mode. An improvement where the last stage's information UI at the dungeons with 3 stages will no longer interfere with the main UI. Not really sure what that's about, because I've not experienced it. An improvement where entering the salary negotiation, the units selected for the operation will now have their salary negotiation voice spoken, which is kind of funny that it didn't do that already, but alright. An improvement where players who do not log in for more than a week will no longer show up in the Find Partners tab. Oh, okay, so I misread that at first. Like, I read it and I thought it was saying it was fixing it so that didn't happen. I was doing that so it does happen, so that's a pretty good change, honestly. An option to change the mouse cursor of the PC client, that's good, because I lose track of it all the time. A change where upon trying to enhance equipment, it will now first show the list of modules you have. Very nice. A speed option of 0.5 is added in practice mode, which is pretty good, actually, for trying to learn to time deployments and stuff. High quality sound effect option added. On the battle report, after the co-op battle, acquirable artifacts and the purification rate will now be displayed. If you have selected a specific sub-story episode and if it has related quests, it will now display the selected episode screen. And then a list of bug fixes that I'm not really going to read through here, but you're welcome to pause and take a look at them if you want. If you've been experiencing any kind of bug, you can see if it's a bug that they have here. So that's it for the patch notes. Nothing else here. So like I said, pretty minor. It's more than we've had the last few weeks, admittedly. So that's kind of nice. But at the same time, it's not really that much more. We do have a shop link here. There's nothing really of note in the shop. These are your kind of basic stuff. The one thing to note is the welcome back packages, which, are, I guess, permanent for returning players. As far as I can tell, permanent. They don't have to go away date, so permanent, which is nice. The big one, the biggest one, would be the Awakened, level 110 coupon, where you can get Horizon, Amy Firstwing, Na Yubin, Shiyun, Suyon, or Mina, and you get them at 110. So that's pretty cool. Pretty nice little pack, on all things considered. But yeah, if you're a returning player, some of these might actually be pretty good gets. There's a $7 level 110 SSR coupon that you get one of these units at random, and there's some good units in here. Sky, Horizon, Mila, Gaon, Chifuyu. So pretty good little random gets. Some of them are older units, so most of your returning players will have those, but that's fine. But yeah, that's the shop. That's the patch. Really not much there, all things considered, but I will add in that we did get our July preview like 3 days ago, but it wasn't really anything we didn't already know because of the dev note, so I didn't make a video specifically for it. But the one big thing that it showed us is, well, it showed us a glimpse at this pajama party skins we're getting. So thumbs up there if you like those skins. If you want to see them, I think Pride One has them on their site. I'm not certain on that though. And of course, it shows us the new unit, Christina Brecht. I'm assuming they mentioned in the dev note the counterpass unit after Skia, and I don't think it was Christina. Give me 1 second. I'll bring up the dev notes and we'll see here. They did mention it, I believe. Or they didn't mention it and I'm just stupid. Okay, they didn't mention it and I'm just stupid. I thought they did, but apparently they didn't. Well, regardless, we know next week we have Awaken Shifuyu, Rearm Chinatsu. Of course, Chinatsu, I don't have her page pulled up, but she is one of the top rearm units. Very, very good unit. Very worth rearming, and I highly recommend you rearm her if you have the materials. If you have her, definitely worth doing. Good unit, good support unit. And, you know, those high-tier good supports are somewhat far and few in between. And then Shifuyu is just, you know, an S rank, double S in PvP. The one place she doesn't really do good in is danger close. Kind of surprising. But then again, we have been getting new bosses, and we'll probably be continuing to get new bosses, so that could change. There could be a boss that she really shines in now, or will in the near future. So I wouldn't hold too much stock to that. Otherwise, though, she's pretty much an S across the board. Incredible ult damage, as you see here. Backline access with both her special and ultimate, and hard to counter in PvP because of her passive. But the con is that her skill and ultimate can be redirected, so that is something to be careful of. But she's really easy to build because you just need CDR, full maze. Everybody has that pretty much if you've been playing for a while. 6 cost, Awakened, SSR, great unit, super good, S rank, love her. It's Shifuyu. That's the unit like everybody absolutely loved at the beginning of this game, and she gets an Awakened, and it's fantastic. You should definitely summon for her, I think. That might be a little bit of bias, but I know I'm excited for her. And I will be summoning for her, so you can see that summon video next week. Of course, you'll hear me tell you that again next week in the patch notes. But that is next week. We also know in the July 2023 preview, we have the Compassionate and the Heartless, episode 9 for the mainstream. That might be next week too. No, that won't be next week, because next week they're going to have the substream for the Nanaharas. So that will either be the second or third week in the month. So we'll see about that. And yep, Christina Brecht. We have her here. She's a Ranger counter unit, 4 cost deploy. She's okay. A/B ranked. Definitely not meant for high-end content, but she's okay otherwise. She's great damage, and as you see there, can type these and straight up murder them, which, you know, that's what you want them to do. But the cons is you never know what she will do. So there's that. But she's a decent unit, not bad. I don't know if I would or could recommend throwing tickets at her, especially knowing some other pretty good units we have on the horizon. But you know, if you're sitting on an abundance of blue tickets, like I know some people are, probably wouldn't hurt to pick her up because she might prove useful somewhere. But with that being said, that's the preview. That's all we really had. These are also things we kind of knew because of the dev notes, so nothing particularly special there. And so yeah, that's our June 28th patch notes, and then our July preview. A lot of slow weeks here at the end of June, and June overall was a pretty slow month, but we've got a pretty packed month in July, it seems, so that's really good. And then August is going to be the 6-month new Origin anniversary, so maybe something special going on then. We'll have to wait till the end of July to see. But yeah, so very excited about things on the horizon. Glad I was able to bring you a video this week, going over some news and the patch notes. And of course, if there is more news that comes out over the week, I will try to get that to you as soon as possible. And I thank you all so much for, you know, bearing with me and there not being news for the last few weeks. It's just greatly appreciated, since I mostly just do news and, you know, things that are coming. When they don't give me something to talk about, I can't make videos, and I'm sorry about that. That's why I want to, you know, cover more games, but it's just the number of gacha games that I actually enjoy and play are dwindling. They're just not as many. Right now, I'm really playing Counterside and PGR. In PGR, there's just not a lot for me to, you know, bring news or talk about, because all that information is very, very documented, and everybody that plays it really knows about it. I mean, of course, if you want me to bring some kind of news about PGR or something about PGR, let me know in the comments. I will make some kind of video about PGR, I guess. I'm not skilled enough to make any videos like that, I'll have you know, yet. One day, maybe. I do quite enjoy it, and I am playing it a decent bit, so we'll see. But yeah, so thank you all so much again for bearing with me, and hopefully we don't have to have this little spree of no videos for a little while to come. I'm praying and hoping. But like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more Counterside news and other gacha gaming news of interest for me, I guess. Got a video coming out at some point. I just got to record it and put it together, going over the gacha games I play, so you can look for that in the future as soon as I sit down and do it. And yeah, Black Clover Mobile in the next couple months, so something like that in the horizon as well. But all that being said, thanks again everybody for watching. Really appreciate you all ever so much, and we'll see you all in the next one. Peace.